This is part 8 of a series of 12 lessons I've learned about life and entrepreneurship over the past few years of building a successful online business.
Esta es la parte 8 de una serie de 12 lecciones que he aprendido sobre la vida y el espíritu empresarial en los últimos años de la creación de un exitoso negocio en línea.
Well, I thought that was funny. I don't know if you did. Sometimes locking yourself up in the office to record podcasts, you need to shake it up a little bit. So there you go. Thanks to Google's English to Spanish translate. Was that a good Spanish translation? I don't know. I didn't actually read it. I just typed in what I normally say at the beginning, and then I just pressed the little icon there to play it. Anyway, what is number 8? What is lesson number 8 out of 12? If the best time to get started was yesterday, the next best time is right now. As the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. I wish we had some trees in our backyard to give us a little bit of shade, but our house wasn't even built 20 years ago. If you want to eat tomorrow, you've got to plant your crops today. If you want to have a business 5 years from now, or even 5 months, you've got to start building it today. It's funny, I was having this conversation. I'm interjecting into the paragraph here. I was having this conversation with somebody else. As of January 28th, 2018, which is actually, not January 28th, January 17th, 2018, which is exactly 3 months from now, to the day from when I'm recording this episode. 3 months to the day, it will be 4 years since I got walked out of the office and escorted out of the building, and I had to make the decision whether or not to start my business or polish off my resume and work for somebody else. And I'm not saying that I'm worth being envied or worth looking up to, but if you would like to be in my position in 4 years, why don't you start it today? I'm just saying. If you want someone to buy from you, you must lay the groundwork before you want them to buy. You've got to get them to know, like, and trust you long before you expect them to make a purchase. Or if you want to build a relationship with somebody, you don't just become instant best friends. You've got to become acquaintances. You got to have coffee and a meal or two, and it develops over time. And it's no different in developing relationships with your customers. The only way to build a business today is by using the freemium model that I outlined in chapter 13 of Exit Strategy, and also use that in a blog post here on ElleryWells.com. Using the freemium model. It is the only business model that works. And I cannot stress this enough. If you want something tomorrow, you have to start building it today. Thank you for listening to the Ellery Wells Show. I'm your host, guess who? Ellery Wells. And thanks for sticking with me after that crazy intro. From Round Rock, Texas, where the temperature is a beautiful 75 degrees. I'm your host, Ellery Wells, and you have yourself an amazing day. And hey, if you would do me a favor, if you've listened to all 8 of these lessons and the other lessons of the Ellery Wells Show, and you found a little bit of value in them, you thought, man, that's really interesting, or I could apply that to my business, would you tell somebody about the show? You don't have to go through the headache, all of the long, lengthy process of leaving a rating and review in iTunes. Just tell somebody. ElleryWells.com/show. That's where you send them. And I'd love to, if you do that, send me a note and tell me that you sent somebody over and told them to have a listen. Now, go do something awesome.